meet again. Dun, 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 dun. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my final declutter in my declutter series for the year. We've done my main makeup collection, we've done my affordable makeup collection, and now we are going to do my eyeshadow palette collection. So let me show you where I store them right now. I have these long drawers from IKEA, 2 stacked on top of each other. And these served me well for multiple years, but the plan is eventually sometime in the new year to get this closet, have some built-in shelves that are accommodating to like makeup size. And I want to take the palettes out of these and put them on shelves because while these did serve me well, they're starting to break, they're starting to not close very well, and now that I live in a house that I own, I can make these sort of more permanent modifications that I would like. So before we do that, of course, I wanted to go in and declutter what I have, and it's interesting, I don't know how today is going to go, but since eyeshadows are not really as hot of a topic and there aren't as many new launches, I think there's a lot here that I will deem not usable to me anymore. I haven't really reached for a ton of eyeshadow palettes. I know it's super duper sad, but it's a good time to like refresh and renew, and I am excited to see what new eyeshadows launch in the new year. So let's go ahead and get started. This is like a day I'm gonna do off camera, just the rest of the organization. But the makeup is the interesting part. So this first drawer is actually face palettes. This is the only face palette drawer, but I thought I would go over them. These are more of my high-end and luxury face palettes. I'm gonna wanna move these, I'm sure. Get a little bit more space. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this because I have a thing for face palettes. I think after years and years of putting this on the chopping block and not actually biting the bullet, it is finally time to declutter this absolutely stunning Laura Mercier blush palette. And it should be of no surprise to you that I always wanted to keep this because I love a Laura Mercier cheek product. I mean, we have like strawberry, peach, fresco. These are classic blush shades, but I actually at this point have the individuals, so it's old time to unfortunately declutter this one. Let's just try and pull together all of my NARS, which is a little difficult to do, but I do love me a NARS palette. So I have this quad. Which one is this? The Orgasm Foreplay. Okay, we're starting off with NARS, meaning racy words. Love this formula, one of my favorites. Definitely keeping this. I'm probably going to keep most of these just because I love a good NARS blush palette. Like, that's from last year. This is their best blush palette to date. This one was not my favorite of theirs. As I put it in the keep drawer, I spent so much of my money on this one. I don't want to declutter it. This one was a good formula as well. We have this one right here. I think this is the last one. So I actually decided I wasn't a big fan of this one. So I'm gonna declutter that. Am I out of breath right now? This by Terry blush palette is stunning, but I don't use it, so I'm gonna give this to a loved one because this is definitely one that I don't want to go to waste, but I'm not gonna use it anymore. I have a couple Tom Ford palettes that I am keeping because I love OG Tom Ford. This is like totally in the wrong drawer. I must have gotten confused when I was moving. Put that in my bronzer drawer. Oops. Are you okay? I have this one from Melt, which I'm going to declutter. I just don't use this one. It's not old or anything. So anything that's not old and is usable. I have a group of friends coming over this weekend, so I'll let them take a look and take a pick through. From Esum. These are beautiful for makeup artists, and they're new. Definitely keeping these. I love what Esum has done with these palettes. These are Precious Gold from Dior. Look at this beautiful Viseart blush palette. This one's going to be interesting. Wayne Goss's makeup brand. What is happening with that? I really love these blush duos though from him. So let me see what I have. Like, I think that these are... this one is unreal. Like, these were my favorite product from him by far. So I think I am going to go ahead and keep these. We'll see if he comes out with these again. But these were absolutely stunning. This was such a banger, the Cheek Leaders from Benefit. It has Hula Cookie, which is their best highlighter. And then this beautiful Gold Rush. Definitely keeping that. As you can see, I'm having a hard time. Okay, let's do Charlotte Tilbury, which I recently went through these actually. So I'm probably, don't get your hopes up. I'm keeping these. I have my Nudegasm palettes, which I don't know how this happened. Why do I have two? I think I was comparing old and new formulation, but I'll get rid of the older one and keep the newer one. But that one's still good. I'll give that away. That's a good one. Love this. I don't know why this is in this drawer. I'm keeping that, but it's going in the actual shadow drawer. Oh, I love that palette. Keep. Okay. What else? I have a couple Pat McGraths in here that I'm going to keep. These are really lovely from past holiday collections. Now, Natasha Denona. I'm such a Natasha Denona stan. I will have trouble getting rid of some of these, but this Tan Bronze and Glow I think has seen a better life. So I'm going to declutter that. This Love Cheek Duo. Gorgeous as she is. Don't love this cream. The highlight's pretty, but I have no need for that. I think this one is also quite old. Wow, Natasha does not do packaging like this anymore, does she? I'm keeping this one. I love that one. The Bloom palette I'm keeping. I hated this from Patrick Ta. Huh, why did I forget that he launched this? I'm putting this in my Patrick Ta drawer that I have, so it's getting out of here. This is fairly new from Natasha. We have the Bronze Cheek palette, which was a little deep for me, honestly, so I'm going to declutter that. Oh. We have the My Dream Cheek Trio. And these, I don't think I can get rid of. They are old. She did like a random relaunch, and I did buy these. I think this one, no, I'm keeping these. This was my first Natasha Denona review, I believe, ever. Like at the very beginning of my channel. And then she relaunched them or put them on sale. So I did buy a fresh one in a time frame where it's probably still expired. But I don't care, I'm keeping it. I know these are not eyeshadow palettes, but we are decluttering 8 of these face palettes. Okay, this first drawer here is Natasha Denona eyeshadows. Let's be so for real right now. You know I'm not decluttering anything from this drawer. I promise you, as we go down each level, there's more that I'm willing to get rid of. But like, these are top drawer clients. So, and not only that, Natasha Denona is my all-time favorite eyeshadow brand and your guys's. So I get a lot of views, I get asked for a lot of references, so I don't think I'm getting rid of anything, but let's take a look. Like, if I didn't do what I did, I would get rid of this so fast. I'm not going to for reference's sake. I know it sounds crazy for reference, but I'm serious, okay? I know how I do in videos. Okay. Yucca. Why do we never get another palette like the Metropolis, Natasha? Why not? Best formula, great value. These were really great too. These had a moment, but the new ones that she launched were not as good. Glam. I Need a Nude. This is money we're talking. This is such an old one, the Love palette. Just like walking through history right now. Natasha Denona has made such a big mark on my channel, and I owe a lot of where I'm at today simply by reviewing her products. So I don't want to say I'll never get rid of these, because I'm sure there'll come a point, like this is getting old. But these to me are benchmark Natasha Denona quality. She doesn't make them like these no more. These are the creamiest eyeshadows. I think they could use more mattes in modern day makeup. But you know what? I am going to get rid of this palette. I think I got it in an Ipsy bag, the Alloy palette, but I don't think I'm going to use this, honestly. That one has been barely touched too, so whoever gets that, you are a lucky stinking ducky. Gold palette, another like gold standard product. My dream palette. Now big palettes are staying over my cold dead body, but I get rid of those. So let's pop these big guys back in their home. We'll do middies in the front. Pastel palette. It's been a while since I've looked at that. Natasha goes there with her colors. The good old Lila palette. Roxa is new. Okay, actually, these were amazing. These are from many, many years ago. Holiday collection. I'm gonna declutter this one. But I think I'm gonna keep this one. Let's take a look at the minis. I don't foresee myself decluttering any of these. Oh my gosh, my hair is everywhere. But let's take a tour. Look how beautiful that one is. This drawer is just me waxing poetic. I gotta dump this. That's the mini pastel. This one I don't love. This one I'll never use. The Trio Chrome palette. Mini Biba. These are so great though. Most of these. Metropolis. Okay, I think I can actually declutter this mini Trio Chrome because I hate those tones of blue on me. But the rest I shall keep. Beautiful. So I'm decluttering 3 of the smaller palettes, but hey, that's 3 more than I thought. Okay, Miss Pat McGrath, part 1. These are my non-mothership palettes. And some of these, again, hold so much nostalgia, are like the marking point of my current career. So I'll be a little unreasonable, but that is your warning. I hope you don't watch my declutters for me to get rid of half of my makeup collection, because I'm just not going to do that. So, we'll start off with the biggies. These are like biggies of holidays past. This one was so nice. I thought the color story was boring, but I didn't know what I was talking about. This is the one from this year. The packaging is like just eerily similar in terms of the outside. We have, I'm throwing these boxes away. We have this one, which was one of my all-time favorite holiday collections from her. I do like the big ones when they're well done, you know? Then we have this one, which was also a little bit more on the fun side, especially comparing to what we have now. And we will be keeping these. Hee hee. I have a lot of like the old school 6 pans. I'll need to do in a few months like an updated eyeshadow collection so you can really get a deep dive into these. But these are historic. For me, historic. And these are like trademark best Pat McGrath quality as well. You know, after a certain point, after they launch formulas so much that change over time, you forget how good and creamy the old formulation used to be. But when I open those, I'm like, that's the standard that they are no longer at. We have the Mini Love collection. I just think these are also, the packaging, the artwork, it's so beautiful. I don't see myself getting rid of too much. The Bridgerton collection, which was surprisingly used by me. This one, I didn't love this one as much. This little quad. Those are all the 6 pans, right? And if you notice any eyeshadow palettes missing from my collection, they're probably somewhere else in my room or in a basket for a different video. Like, I know my top 10, bottom 10 for 2024, they're in a basket. I have some of my Pat McGrath motherships in a basket for a different video idea. So obviously those are being talked about, so I'm keeping them. Let's do the 5 pans next. So beautiful. These are back when they were good. Like these, I talk about the formula not being as good, but they're pretty color stories. I don't like Star Wars. I wish I did, so that these would have more value to me. Oh my gosh, that one is like wet. That's a pretty color story. Okay, decluttering nothing. Let's look at the quads though. I have these, well, these are not quads, but they're the best, tiniest little travel palettes. And now here are my quads, which I don't foresee getting rid of any. Yeah, I can't declutter anything in this drawer. So many of these are from the old school Pat McGrath days where I was a diehard fan of those products, and I've got to hold on to them. They're very limited now, as we know. Now this next drawer down is my Pat McGrath, and I have Tom Ford and some very luxury house brand palettes as well. Now these are not all of my mothership palettes. I had a video recently where I pulled a lot of them out, so they're far away. But I do have some YSL quads, some Chanel stuff, and I do actually want to go through my Tom Ford collection. I don't know if I'm going to get rid of anything. I don't need to go through Pat McGrath. Keeping those. Not even going to open them. But let's take a look at these Chanel. I didn't really like this one, you know. I love the packaging of this. I think it's so luxe, but I'm not going to use that one. But I am going to keep this one. I know I'm keeping my YSLs. I just don't know about my Tom Fords. So let's go through these. Just gonna put this over here. They're being kept. I'm putting them over to this side. And so many of these have gone limited edition. You can't get them anymore. This is my all-time favorite one from Tom Ford. I think it's just so stunning. I would love my eyeshadow palette collection to have somewhat of an element of surprise, but here I am showing you everything that I got. Old school Tom Ford. Oh, I do not like this one. This one's the worst one. Decluttering that. Okay. All of this was my all-time favorite one. Well, my second all-time. This one was limited edition. You can't get any more, but look at this color story. The name was Daydream. Back in the day, Tom Ford had the best, like, simple smoky palettes, even if it was, like, a crazy color, like the navies. Like, those are probably expired, but ask me how many Fs I give. You know, it's 0. That's how many. Do you guys remember these? These were hot. And these purple shades, So stunning. I need to leave these out on my desk because these need some use. Okay. Admittedly, we're decluttering only 2 palettes from this drawer. I thought, you know, we would get somewhere further, but that's okay. Actually, I'm going to flip these over too. To no surprise, I barely got rid of any. But you know, I've worked so hard for this little Tom Ford collection, of which I no longer collect because these are $90 and I would rather just love the collection that I have. But my love for these does go pretty darn hard, if I'm being honest here. Okay, I don't know how this one's gonna go. Things may get a little interesting here. Things may not. You guys know I have trouble parting with the luxury stuff for obvious reasons. So I have my Danessa Myricks collection, which I'm probably going to keep, who is probably one of my favorite people in the beauty industry right now in terms of brand ownership. 100% actually in terms of brand ownership. My favorite. I did not like that palette though. I don't love her palettes typically, which, like, I love her brand for the most part, but sometimes she's a little too innovative for me to where I struggle to use her products. But I'm keeping them nonetheless. They are expensive. Let's see what we're working with. I have some more of these face in a palettes from Charlotte Tilbury, which I love. I wish she still did this. She's really changed her brand. And honestly, this year for Charlotte Tilbury was a bit of a flop, if you ask me. She launched like nothing new and exciting. Oh, this is a Chanel little quad. How beautiful is that? Let me pop that with my other Chanel product. Makeup by Mario. I feel like this shouldn't be in here because I have a lot running through, but I'll leave it here. Honestly, this Master Metals, you know, I talk about Makeup by Mario a lot. Otherwise, I would declutter it because I don't use that Master Metals. Okay, I do want to focus on Charlotte Tilbury first, and then we'll move into Dior. This was one of my favorites from Charlotte Tilbury for a while. And why does she not come out with these palettes anymore? I literally used these palettes for my wedding when I got married, and I am keeping these. No questions asked. Now, the quads, I might have a little bit of a different feeling about. And I have decluttered some of these Charlotte Tilburys in the past. Probably last year when I was like, since I was moving, I wanted to throw everything I owned away. You know how that happens? So I got rid of stuff that I kind of miss now. Anyways, love that. Charlotte Tilbury really doesn't come out with quads anymore, which is very saddening. Let's see what we're working with. But I will have a hard time if I were to get rid of any of these. I don't know. They're just another mark in history for me. The nostalgia. I know it seems silly to have makeup that's nostalgic, but like makeup is quite literally my life. It's what I do. So of course it's important to me. Even if it is something as stupid as makeup and non-important in the grand scheme of things. I get it. I do not like the Bella Sophia, so I'll get rid of that. Golden Goddess is a classic. Rock Chick is awesome. Glamour Muse, I don't think I like this one. No, I don't. We'll get rid of that one. Super Blue. That one has really buttery quality for some reason. I also really love Uptown Girl. Ugh, going through these is exciting me. I want to pop one of these on my eyelids. I'm going out to dinner tonight and I'm like thinking, ooh, which one's gonna spark my interest to use tonight? So essentially, if there's any that I just don't like, I think I'm going to declutter it. But as I'm looking, while I do feel as though sometimes these do have inconsistencies, I must have decluttered those last year because I'm liking what I have here. And every time I do a declutter video and I keep most of my stuff, I do get a little bit of hate for that, but that's just, you know, I've spent a lot of my own money on this stuff, and as everybody does for their own makeup collection. And I just love to have it all. I don't know. I also love giving away to my friends and my family. I love having a big collection. Some men keep cars and all that stuff, but mine is makeup and that's okay. So I'm just getting rid of 2 Charlotte Tilburys. Which is okay. I thought there would be more, but I think I decluttered most of them last time. I'm gonna throw that away. And then let's go through my Dior, which I find to be very inconsistent. Put this in that wrong drawer. So obviously I keep my more luxurious stuff towards the top. Since I paid more for it, I try to use it more. So I have my Backstage palettes, which I've rebuilt my collection. I decluttered these when they first launched. Well, from the first launch, not when they first launched, because I wasn't using them as much. But now I'm kind of back on. So we'll keep these. Now, I went through a phase a few years ago where I loved buying Dior. I loved even the limited edition stuff. I've gotten over that because I just felt the quality wasn't there for a lot of them. Quality was there for this one, though. It was inconsistent. So just like the Charlotte Tilbury, I'm going to go through and see what I want to keep, what's good quality, what's not. Oh my gosh, this was limited edition. They did like, this was during COVID. They did a whole Olympics collection, and then obviously the Olympics got delayed. So they changed it to a sport collection. I felt so bad for Dior. I really should not feel bad for Dior. Do you know how much their bags are? It's ridiculous. I think I might have decluttered all of the bad ones already. This one is bad. I'm going to declutter that. But, yeah, they have a formula that's really buttery, soft, and pigmented. This one is not, but it's so pretty. I don't care. Okay, I got rid of most of the bad ones last year. I did a little too good last year because now I don't have anything for today's video. Okay. So, underwhelmingly, got rid of 3. It'll build up. It'll build up. Let me put my Danessa stuff back. I so hope she comes out with a neutral version of this. I will pee my pants of excitement if she does. And I'll keep mentioning it in every video it comes up to until it happens. You know I'd be DMing her. I could move some palettes up. But anyways, that's that for that drawer. You guys like my snow day pajamas? You guys, it was snowing this morning. And whenever I declutter, I just stay in my PJs all day. That's my little treat for all of my hard work. But let's see what's in the drawer. So what brands do we have in here? We have some Scott Barnes, Esum, NARS, Wayne Goss, Viseart. Oh my gosh. Vomiting Viseart. And I love Viseart so much. Like, how can I get rid of any of this? Okay, we'll start off small on the Esum side. Esum is very much like Viseart. Really like this. I don't use the color story as much, but I love the quality, you know? I put this in backwards. But Esum is a great artistry brand as well. If you're building your kit and want the eyeshadows kind of in one place, these are great. Keeping those. I have this little NARS Orgasm Quad, which is stunning. We have this one from NARS, which was one of my favorites that they did. I did declutter the Cheek palette from this collection. This is one of my favorite palettes that they've ever done. Talk about Grungelicious. Look at that. This is like the same palette that they've done every year. So I keep this palette, and then I tell myself I don't need the new palettes. And then like this one is also kind of the same. But keeping them. My NARS collection has reduced immensely. I want you to pat my back for that. Scott Barnes. I'm going to declutter these, I think. I don't need them, but I have a thing for... Shut up. Okay, what about these Wayne Goss? These are a little hit or miss for me. I liked some, I didn't like others. Like that one is so fun. Let's see. This one is like the original one. I don't know, like I don't really use these, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to declutter this one. I just like how unique that one is. This I can get with my Tom Fords anyways. So I'll keep the two that I like. I have another one that's sitting in my old makeup kit. I don't do makeup anymore. I need to pull that out. Okay, Viseart, I've been avoiding you. Let's organize this by style of palettes. Let's start off there. Simple. No promises for any satisfying declutters, but my volume 1 palette is in my makeup kit. But here's my cute volume 2. This was honestly one of the first things I was ever gifted. Esum gave it to me, if I remember correctly, who I just love their brand so much. But that was how many years ago? 6. I'm not going to use this. It's very old. I'm going to declutter this, which breaks my heart. But I have so many other palettes. It shouldn't. Then I have, that's the Koi. That was one of my favorites. All of my collection. Bridal Satin. Like all of these are, they don't sell these anymore. You know, so many of these. Here are their Petites palettes, which are on the older side. Oh, well, I want to show you this one. The best purple palette to ever exist. Old and I don't care. Okay, so we have the Midsummer palette. These ones are fun. I've brought these on vacation before. I'm going to keep that one. This one's on the chopping block. That's why I put it over to the side. I'm just deciding if it's unique enough. Apricotine is stunning. Stunning. London Etoile. Stunning. Paris Edit's one of my favorites. I don't need to look at that. What about San Francisco? Okay. Let's take a look at these guys. I think I'm going to declutter this rosé one. I'm weighing my options is what I'm doing. Going to declutter Warm Edit. Going to declutter this one. These are all very old, which is why I'm in debates here. This, such a unique color story. Definitely keeping that. Spritz is fun. Milieu. I think I kept this because I decluttered the big version, and Paris is one of my favorites, despite the shadows breaking for nothing. Okay, I have these Fleurette Bisou palettes. Well, this is Fleurette Amour. Look at that. How beautiful is that? And these are unique because they have a blush. But I don't think I'll use this one. Sultry Muse. Paris Nude's one of my favorites. Dark, warm, editorial brights. These were once big palettes, but they made them smaller. It's the quads that I'm holding out for to declutter. This one was not my favorite, but it's still fairly new. Look at this one. How stunning is this cashmere? These are their newer ones. Violette Vespertine. These ones were good too. These ones are my favorite. Oh, here's another Fleurette palette. This one I'm keeping. I just don't want that one. And then I also have the Koi-ish Itunzu, which Koi was one of my favorites, and this is like her sister. I don't love her as much as the OG, but okay, let's take a look at the quads, because there is a lot. And these can be inconsistent. Tyrian is new. I'm trying to definitely keep the new ones, and the ones that I just know I use and I like. So the ones I'm unsure about that I want to open are heading over to the side. Praline was one of my favorites. Okay, so I pulled out 4, 5, 6 that I'm thinking about. I definitely think I'm going to declutter this one because it's nothing special. This is Hesperides, which I did try this year, but it was not special at all to me. Chocolate's just too warm for me. I have a lot of warm shades. What about Garnet? This was their best year when they launched this. I'm keeping that one because it does have a good amount of depths. I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep Sakura Lotus. I think I'm going to. And I just traced my memory that I do like Amelie a lot. Yeah, this is their best formula for some reason. It's just a little bit different. What about, I don't remember Rosea Lotus. Oh, that's boring. Okay, so I'm getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Viseart palettes, which I'm very happy with because I struggle to ever want to get rid of these. So overall in this palette, well 8 actually, and this one's a big deal. So 10 palettes from this drawer I'm decluttering, and that actually is the best. It's amazing, awesome. So as we lower to the bottom, the drawers, I'm not gonna lie, they become a little crazier and stuffed to the brim. So I'm trying to condense these drawers as I go. So some of this stuff is going to end up in this drawer. So I just moved up like the stuff that wasn't Viseart up a drawer. I had more space. So I think we can move Huda Beauty up after we go through Huda Beauty. Though I'm eyeing right now, and I already see things I want to get rid of, like this from Melt Cosmetics. These are beautiful formula, but I haven't used them all year, nor have they even crossed my mind. So I can declutter those too. Okay, but from Melt, don't get me wrong, this brunette palette, stunning. The most perfect neutrals. This is not from Melt, but I talked about this a lot this year already. We have this palette, which I think is so many pretty green colors. I think I can declutter this one. I just don't like colors like that anymore. And Gemini, I stand to this day. It's still one of my all-time favorite color stories. So I'm going to keep that. But let's move over to Huda. We'll get everything else out of the way. Here's another NARS palette. We got a little disorganized with the move. So let me place that back where it needs to go. Where to begin? We'll start off with the little guys. I'm gonna open these. So I'm actually pulling up to see what palettes Huda has and does not have anymore because she's rebranding. And this I think will help me not feel that FOMO. Excuse me. This is gonna help me not feel that FOMO of wanting to keep things that I just don't need anymore. Like this one, for example, I don't love the color story. I don't need it. This, I do love the quality of, so I am going to keep. I don't love this Love Fest palette, and the quality wasn't that good. This one is still available on their website, but I know I don't like it. These mattes were so buttery for some reason. If I love the color story, even if it's not available anymore, I will keep it. Like, I'm neutral about these. I don't know. Purple Haze, keep that. Khaki's gorgeous too. These nude, light, medium, and rich were the best quality as well. These were fun, but I'm not gonna use that one. I love this one. Don't like that one. That one looks like the Love Fest. I do like that one. No need to like be crazy here. I'm just not sure about this one and the toffee. Like, I like how this one has that pop of khaki. I feel like I can get this one in another palette. So I'm just going to keep the toffee. And we'll get rid of these 5. Let's see. And I foresee myself having a hard time getting rid of these, even though let's be honest. They are not on the website, and they're redoing these. But I'm not ready yet. I think she creates some genius color stories. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move these all up a drawer. And by the way, getting rid of 5 palettes is not bad. Not mad at that actually, one bit. Okay, let's see what else we are working with. I've already decided to keep these 3. This moon dust I definitely want to keep. And this one. This, I might declutter it next declutter, but it's still really new. So I want to talk about that. Now ABH, I'm going to have a hard time with. This is not ABH, but this is really good from Dominique Cosmetics. So let's see. Sultry palette, love. All of these are a moment in time. These hold a lot of nostalgia. If you're from the YouTube beauty days and you've been a fan for years, you already know. I mean, this is a treasure and it never came back. These. I miss these velvet palette days. I have Norvina, I have Jackie Aina, I have this one, which nobody talked about, but it was good. The only ones that I'm like not sure about, and I did declutter most of these last year because they're so giant, but I specifically kept the pretty ones. But this one isn't even pretty to me anymore. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. This one's my fave. Look at that. And then I think this one is a bit ugly too. Yeah. Well, I actually like this one, but not this one. So I'm gonna get rid of that one. Does ABH fit in here? I just need to make room, so I'm squishing a little bit. You'll see why in a moment. Okay. Great. Let's move down. Okay, here is our next drawer. My goal is to move a lot of this up, but first we must declutter. My eye is instantly going to this, which is very good quality from Shu Uemura, but the shape is weird. I don't talk about this on my channel. It is good quality, but I can declutter this one. What am I doing here? This is new, I'm gonna keep. This is new, the skin palette, gonna keep. Well, let me make sure. These are all the Glossier trios, which they're fine. You know, nothing groundbreaking, but I think I've kept good colors and gotten rid of the ones I don't like already. I'm going to declutter this one from Rare Beauty, just not a fan of the quality. Going to declutter this from Rem Beauty, just not a fan of the quality, but we'll keep this one. Keeping the house. Which, do they even sell these anymore? Anyways, these faded. They were not that great. But I have OG KKW completely untouched. Well, they are touched. But, like, they're still very good. I'm going... Ooh, that one's so pretty. It doesn't make sense for me to keep them. I never use them. Keeping this, because it's so pretty. Not the best quality, but... These, I don't know, Rare Beauty launched this formula, which was amazing, and then never launched it again. I think they couldn't sell these, but these were good. I'm keeping them. Oh my gosh, I'm literally a liar. So funny, I just did a video about being a liar, but it was not intentional. I swore I'd never tried the Moon Dust formula, but I did buy this, but like everything came broken. So I never used it, but I do have Space Cowboy here, but as you can see, came trashed in the mail. Did I get this replaced? If I didn't, I didn't deserve it. If I literally forgot. Huh. That was stupid of me. Okay, let's keep it going. These Artist Couture palettes used to be a hot topic. This Supreme Nudes, are you kidding me? I am gonna get rid of Supreme Mauves. I just don't use it. But I do love the neutrals. I am going to declutter this Hindash palette. I just didn't love these. Look, it's getting like icky too, hard panned. They're beautiful though. No, I'm not ready to declutter them. Sorry. It hit me. I'm not ready. I have some more Glossier. So, pretty color stories. Average quality. These are so pretty. I don't know if you can see, but this is like falling out. That's why I need to get rid of these drawers. Look how pretty these are from Lunar Beauty. I do not use them enough, but they're gorgeous. Okay, Hailey's Beauty I'm keeping. M Cosmetics, I love their eyeshadows. Urban Decay and Too Faced. Oh, and Sigma. These are all kind of in my mind the same. Enchanted, I think, is one of the most unique color stories. New Mod is pretty, but I'm going to declutter. I just don't love Sigma's eyeshadow quality. I'm decluttering that one as well, but I do love the color story of Enchanted a lot. Okay, Urban Decay, what are we working with? These are nice. I liked these, but I'm going to pass these on because I haven't used them in a while, but I did like these a lot. They just don't serve my channel anymore. Wild West, I'll keep. Wild Greens, I'm going to declutter. This one is new, I'm keeping. Cosmic Crush, I'm going to declutter. I did like this though, but it was such a limited edition collection. Like, it was fun for the time, but I don't need it anymore. Italian Spritz, I like that one. And then I have trouble, like, how cute are these? Make it food themed. I'm not ever gonna get rid of it. Ever. Keeping all of these that I don't need. They're cute. Oh, I have some tarts. This one, I'm so proud to have. I like this one a lot. And then I have the Man Eater palettes, which I don't have a lot of Tarte eyeshadows, and they used to be known for their eyeshadows. But these are good staples to have from the brand. These were new this year, but actually, I didn't really care for this one, so I'm going to give it to a friend. It's still new. Teddy Bear, I'm going to declutter. This one was very pretty, but I don't use it anymore. And then Pinker Times Ahead, very pretty again, but I don't use it anymore. And I feel like Too Faced is upgrading their palette line a little bit, so I'd rather make room for the new one. Okay, let me fix this. Oh. By the way, got rid of 15 palettes in this drawer, which is super duper good. Now we're getting into like indie brand territory, which I have a lot. This drawer is concaving. So let's see. I have Ace Beauté in the back, which I'm gonna declutter this. It's very fun, but I don't use that. Any of the Ace Beauté palettes. I just think in general, it's time for me to declutter these. They're very gorgeous though. So somebody's gonna love those. Okay. This was a moment in time. If you know the drama behind this, you know I love this color story. I do need to dump some of the broken shattered shadows, but I'm gonna keep it. Same with this, hold on. So we have a Heather Austin Adept, gorgeous. I love Glaminatrix palettes. They're one of my favorite indie brands, I have to say. This was like one of my favorite palettes of last year. We also have Silent Night, Spooked, how fun is this? Love Gourmand Girls. Nabla, I think I can declutter that Dreamy palette. It's pretty, but I don't use it. I will be keeping this gorgeous beauty here, though. The side-by-side. Pala, I'm going to declutter, but it is a gorgeous neutrals palette. What else do I have? These from Sydney Grace. Oh, these were in collaboration with the Icon, Temptalia. Going to be keeping all of these. Another moment in time for sure. What about these Kaleidos quads, which are gorgeous? Again, every time I see Kaleidos, I'm like, what are they up to? I'm going to declutter this one from Florist. It's beautiful, but I just haven't used it. Oh, of course. Mel Thompson's palette. We'll keep this one forever. A lot of Sydney Grace stuff. I have trouble, like I don't want to declutter these because Sydney Grace kind of gives me old school Natasha Denona formulation memories. So I'm going to keep most of these for that reason. The quality is insane. Look at that. So pretty. I have, this is Fantasy Cosmetica, which I've accumulated a bit from this brand. So I'm trying to see if there's any with a color story I don't like. Like this one's a little too neon for me. I think it's one of their first ones. I feel like the quality wasn't as good on the first ones. It was still good, but they've really improved the formula since the first one. Rogue. Oof, that one is gorgeous. Okay, I think I'm just gonna get rid of that Sorcerer and then this Warlock, or this Bard one. But I do like the other two color stories. I'll use those more. Okay, more moments in time. Jaclyn Cosmetics eyeshadow palette, which I think is such a pretty wearable palette, but since the brand doesn't exist, we'll declutter that, give it to somebody. Keeping this OG Tati Beauty, of course we have to keep that. And I am keeping the Michaela Glam Light palettes. I think especially this one is so fun. Look at the packaging. And then the last one, I'll keep this one. These are fun too. That's good. How many did I declutter from this drawer? One, two, it's because I got rid of all of Ace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. We got rid of 12. Not too shabby. I told you we were going to pick it up. So these next two drawers are the definition of insane. These are mostly Sydney Grace shadows, so I'm going to move these up. Put most of my Sydney Grace in here. Yeah, and I will probably move Nomad up here because we have a lot of Nomad to get through. So this palette is really, really pretty. I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. This palette from Nomad, I didn't really love the quality of, so I think I'm going to declutter this one. This is a new one, Snow Lodge. Oh, it's not as new. I was thinking of the other one that just launched. I really like this one. I am going to declutter this one because I haven't used it much. I don't know, like really vibrant neon colors don't attract me. Ghost Town USA I'm keeping. Love this color story. I'm not as into colors. So both of these are very colorful palettes. So I'm just deciding, you know what, I can keep both. I'm such a Nomad fan, you know? I do love their palettes. I also have some Kidos back here. Oh wait, here's some more. I definitely was like, I have more. I have this one that I'm keeping. That one has fun multi-chromes, and then, you know, I'm gonna keep that one. It's beautiful. I am going to declutter this BK Beauty. I think they're phasing out, at least right now, their makeup line, and I hadn't really reached for this. It's really pretty, very soft. It's a good formulation. Just don't use it. I've had it for a while. Let's go over Kidos. I don't know what's going on with the brand, really. They're not really launching stuff for some reason. But let's see, like, what I like and what I don't like. I think... No, I love this palette. I think this palette is beautiful. I'm keeping that. Oh, good luck to me. These are, like, my favorite quads ever. They remind me a lot of those YSL quads. And for some reason, with these quads, the color stories also don't miss. I did a big Kidos declutter last year, so I would say we're pretty good. I'm gonna declutter the Flower Punk, and these ones I love. Like, look at that. Let's make sure. Salmon, this one is also gorgeous. No, I've kept these for a reason, so we're keeping all of those. Okay, Odin's Eye. I don't know, I love Odin's Eye, but they got a lot of palettes that we're gonna have to figure out. So I definitely want to keep these collaborations. The collaborations that they do, I mean, they do a good job of who they partner with. They come out with great, great formulas. I have these mattes. These are all individuals, like build your own palette style that I'm gonna keep. Stone and Rock, it's one of my faves from them. What do we have? Keep that. These are all of Angelica Nikis's collaborations. I'm probably going to keep all the collaborations because I think they're fun. I'm going to declutter this one. I didn't love this one or use it as much, but I do like this color story, so I'm going to keep that one. Let's see, I have more individuals here. Wow, look at that. Those are really stunning. Oh my gosh. And then here I have more indie shadows. These are Terra Moons at the bottom. What's the name of this brand? I haven't heard from them recently. Touch of Glam Beauty. How beautiful do those look? I'm just gonna move these up with my other indie palette. Here's more Terra Moons. Not many though, but we'll move that up as well. Okay, get in there. Ooh, Hummingbird, how pretty is that? Here's another Angelica Nikis. Jewels and Gem. This is one of my favorite collections that they did. I just think that these are so stunning. Oh, they're holiday ones. We're keeping these, no questions asked. Oh no, I'm like not getting rid of any. Why am I like this? Because they do such a good job with the color stories. It's like, how can I not? I got rid of the ones last year that I didn't like so much. Maybe I should take a look at the collabs instead of instantly wanting to keep them. I think since I'm feeling guilt, we'll declutter that one. So that makes 2, and that's all I'm gonna do. So that means in this drawer, we've decluttered 6 palettes, which is not as much as I wanted, but it is what it is. Okay, I have more palettes here, more indie palettes, more Odin's Eye palettes. I'm gonna push these Odin's Eye palettes up because these are new. I threw them in yesterday after I had finished filming in the wrong drawer because, as you saw, this one didn't have much space. Okay, and then I have the new Nomad ones, which I loved. So, see, this is why I don't like these drawers. They cave in and I don't know what to do about it. I mean, I know I could go to like, what is it, Lowe's or one of those home stores, Home Depot, and get it, the wood resized and like get a beam. I ain't doing that. Instead, I'm gonna pay somebody a stupid amount of money to redo this closet. But it's for the long term. Okay, anyways, let's go back to here. ColourPop random brands. So I have the Flower Nose. I am going to declutter this one. No, I'm keeping it. I'm kidding because I like the packaging a lot. The packaging is making this one win. Okay, there was one of these that I definitely want to keep. Was it that one? Or no, I like both of them. I think I am going to declutter this one. I like the neutrals and the other one better. These are from Florasis. I have another Fantasy Cosmetica, which I popped up here, no? Or maybe this one. Grrr! So annoying. Okay. So when it comes to ColourPop, for the most part, I try to keep the nostalgic limited edition ones, and then after that, it's pretty fair game. Let's do our big guns first here. Now, Pokemon is not super nostalgic for me, if I'm being honest. I enjoyed my time with this, but I want to give this to somebody else who will enjoy it more. I do love Aurora Struck. I love the big ones that ColourPop does, you guys. So, I don't know what I'm going to be getting rid of, if I'm being honest. Even this, like, you just never know. Those big ones are good for just keeping a bunch. Oh. Is this discoloring part of the palette? Do you see that? That's concerning if it is. But I like this one a lot. I'm gonna do some research on that. I might end up decluttering that. Love this one. I am going to declutter Fade into Hue because I do have that other rainbow one. Getting Fresh, keeping, and my all-time favorite, Bare Necessities. So simple. Is that even the song? And now it is time to declutter my Sweet Talk palette. I loved this one for years, but she's old. Keeping Malibu Barbie. Here's where nostalgia's coming in. Look at this. I don't think I've ever used this. That's embarrassing. I must have gotten this at a time that I was getting bombarded with ColourPop PR. I am no longer. Keeping that. I have this Sailor Moon one that we gotta keep. This is one of my all-time favorites, the Limoncello collection. I would love for them to bring this back. Keeping that. No, it doesn't hold nostalgia, but I love it. I just love the look of this. I'm doing very good, as you can tell. We have the Rudolph palette, which I really enjoy. 1111, I just like the look of it. Gotta keep Mulan. I am going to get rid of this Flirty Talk palette. It's just a bit too pink. I don't love this palette. Jose's gonna be mad. But Naruto's gotta go. I'm not a Naruto fan. I am, however, gonna keep this one. Keeping Hello Kitty and Friends. Nude Mood is one of the best from ColourPop. I am going to declutter Just My Luck. Lush Crush was another one of my favorites. Honey is gorgeous. I'm gonna keep it. This one was one of my favorite palettes actually this year. These, gorgeous as they are, no nostalgia. They don't sell them anymore, so I can give those to some friends. Keeping that. They've like redone these, but I do love these themed color ones. They're all being kept. Even Going Coconut. Well, that one's one of my favorites. I loved this collection, as you can tell by the fact that they're very little used, but I'm gonna keep these. Those were from a gorgeous collection, and I also really love this palette. Here's the Winnie the Pooh one that was super good. Play It Cool. I like this one too. Hey, I still got rid of like how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 palettes from this drawer, which is awesome. Keeping it nice and fresh. The goal is to declutter more than entered my collection this year. So more than 64, I'm gonna have to count. Okay guys, last drawer. This is my drugstore drawer. I don't know where to start. Okay, I have these from Flower Beauty, which I think are gorgeous. Keeping. Decluttering this from e.l.f. Keeping this from e.l.f. And I'm keeping all of these little guys. They're good to have. They're nice and affordable. These CoverGirl palettes are some of the best you can get at the drugstore. I'm going to declutter the super warm one, but the other two ranked this one ranked super high in my yearly rankings, and this one I wore and it was stunning in my yearly rankings video. Going to keep Catrice. I'm going to declutter the Joa Drinks on Me, which is nice, but I used it a lot last year, but I just didn't use it this year. I don't love these Essence ones, but you never know when I talk about Essence. These J-Cat Beauty, I am going to declutter. I ended up not using these like I thought that I would. They were drier than I thought they would be. Alter Ego, they do dupes of Natasha Denona. You know, it's a little controversial, honestly. I don't like to talk about these too much on my channel, but they're great to travel with when I don't want to travel with my Natasha Denona. So I do have a use for them. It's almost like a fake ring, but with a Natasha Denona palette. I really enjoyed these Maven Beauty palettes, but I don't talk about the brand anymore, which I know sounds stupid, but you know, this is my job. I have to take that into consideration. So decluttering those. Keeping Flower Beauty. I like to have a little bit of variety at least. Keeping. I just think that this Kimchi Chic palette is adorable, so keeping. I need to think on these BH Cosmetics ones. Give me a second. I am going to declutter this from Juvia's Place, not because it's not good, just because I don't use it. Keeping these. Okay, these are a moment in time. The nostalgia, these were a mess, if you don't remember. This whole thing, is this moldy? No, I thought it was. I don't use them. I need to keep them though. I'm telling y'all. Let me keep them. These from Bethlin are really good for the price point. I haven't talked about the brand for a while. I'm gonna declutter this one, which is very nice, from e.l.f. It was a random collab that they did with American Eagle, and the colors are pretty, but more than half the palette is too blue, so I haven't reached for it. Me and my big palettes. The Wahala 2 palette. Nowadays, it's way too colorful for me, so I'm going to declutter that. I do like Profusion, but I'm going to declutter this. Oh, this is like the volume 2. I can't help it, you guys. I need to keep these. This is the OG, where I had to put the colors and tape them. Keeping those. I love a good big palette. And then Bethlin Spice. I really like this one. This is a good affordable rainbow palette. So I think I'm going to keep this one just to have for the rainbowiness. Okay, let me look on the BH Cosmetics website really fast and see what they sell. So they're actually, BH Cosmetics is technically out of business, but I believe Makeup Revolution has them. And I've always loved these palettes. I think they're some of the best from the drugstore. So I'm just going to keep the ones that I like. Like, I like the avocado. And these are not for business. These are purely because I like these palettes. Don't need this one from Los Angeles. And I don't need the Mimosa. But I will keep the other 2. Wait, I decluttered a lot in this drawer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, I need to count how many I did all together. Okay guys, these are all of the palettes that I'm decluttering. I think it's around 80. It's definitely more palettes than entered my collection this year. It was just hard to count this way, but if I have the number, I'll put it on the screen. But after all of that, these are being decluttered. The ones that are old, which aren't very many this round, are going to have to be thrown away. But the ones that are still good and usable, I'm going to give away to family and friends. It's a holiday season, so I'm seeing them very soon. But yay! All done. So now my collection is official. Well, that one's not lighter, but all of the drawers are now lighter, and I'm ready to get this closet all taken care of, and I can fill my palettes with it. And that right there officially ends my declutter series for 2024. I've decluttered quite literally hundreds of makeup products. I'm not kidding. These are from the previous declutters. So now the next task is for me to sort and organize it and get it ready for some of my friends who are coming over this weekend. But I hope you guys enjoyed my declutter series. For those of you who watched it, like everyone, thank you. You've spent some hours with me, so I appreciate it. And make sure you come back next year when I do my next declutter. But I feel super light. This one was important because this is the first declutter since I've moved into the house, even though it's almost been a year. I have let the drawers really build up and get not organized, and I just feel ready to dive in and organize the products now that I've gotten rid of what I don't want. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Happy holidays to you guys. We're almost there. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.
It's delicious.